What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are currently over at the shop because we have an awesome modification that we're going to be doing to the 2015 today to basically get it ready to become our new tow warrior here on the channel. As you guys know, we picked up the gooseneck just a few weeks ago, and my 2015 right now is really not equipped at all to actually tow that thing in a, let's just call it, reasonably safe manner. There are some things that we need to do to get it prepared, and today we are going to be kicking that off. Now, I know that my upload schedule is a little bit screwed up this week, but I figured that I'd come through and surprise you guys with a Friday night upload. I had a little bit of extra time this week, so I figured I'd squeeze one in to make up for my lack of scheduling obedience this week, as I know a lot of you guys were bummed. I received a ton of messages, and I appreciate your guys' excitement on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for my uploads. I try to stick to that schedule to the best of my ability, but at times technology just disrupts that process, and unfortunately it's a little bit out of our control. So being that you guys are seeing this Friday night, the DURTYMAX giveaway is still live. Yes, there's only about 24 hours left for you guys to get your entry, so if you haven't already, if you're procrastinated or maybe you got distracted, because I understand how life can be, your opportunity is still open. Don't miss your shot, guys, because seriously, one purchase could lead to you taking the DURTYMAX dually home, aka Ron Burgundy dually. Definitely an opportunity you don't want to miss, as in my personal opinion, this is the coolest truck that we've ever built on this channel, and needless to say, it set the bar very high. So with that said, we actually have to pull the DURTYMAX out of the garage so we can get the 2015 LML in here so we can start talking about what we're going to be doing today. So this is going to be the first time that we've worked on the 2015 in a very long time. This truck really was the focal point of my channel when I started YouTube, as there were a lot of things that I wanted to get done to it. But ever since, I've kind of reached this plateau of modifying because, well, I really just love the setup on this truck. Now, luckily, I just bought a 25-foot gooseneck trailer, which has opened up more opportunity for us to add more things to this truck to basically make it more usable in a way. Now, of course, I had literally just washed this thing yesterday. It was a gorgeous day, got it all cleaned up, including the under chassis. I mean, it was spotless. And then, of course, today I walk outside, it looks nice out, and then there's this small quall of rain that comes through, and, well, driving over to the shop completely ruined that gorgeous wash that I had on this truck. I guess you might say that that's one of the downsides of wide wheels, is even the smallest amount of rain makes a massive mess of your vehicle. So that's kind of a bummer, but of course, it happens that way. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually pretty bummed about it. I only got that thing so clean. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead. The mods are right in the back of the truck. We're gonna grab them in a minute. But I did wanna just thank you all for the additional license plates. We've got new ones from this old school one right here all the way over. Now, I'm getting a lot of plates from Minnesota, which is crazy. All of my Minnesota support, I love you guys, but I just wanna get up some of the different states before I start layering the plates, which I plan on. As you guys can see, I'm keeping all of the extra plates right here, but those that I haven't gotten yet in terms of state, I am hanging up on the wall. Now, I do have some duplicates. As you can see, there's 2 Arkansas ones, there's 2 South Dakota ones, that one's a Minnesota one, and that one's a Minnesota one, but you can see they're different styles. So I wanna try and line this wall, and then afterwards, I'm going to start layering up and probably down too, depending on how many plates we get. So I just wanna thank you guys so much for sending in those plates, and I do wanna also let you know that I'm writing each of your names on the plate so that way I can look up here and see, like Anthony from Oregon, for instance, and Eric Bones from Vermont. So that way I can look at the plates and I can actually see who sent it in. It's really just a small token of my appreciation for all of your support all across the world. It's really crazy that talking through a camera enables me to connect with that many people, and I'm honestly just really, really grateful for that. I figure that this is a great way to show my appreciation to my supporters on the vlog all of the time. And I think it's kind of a cool design characteristic of the shop too. All right, enough said. We got to clean off the table so we can put our new mods there and talk about them. So here's what we're playing with today, ladies and gentlemen, and what we're going to be adding onto my 2015 Silverado HD LML DURTYMAX. We picked ourselves up a set of Firestone airbags for the back of the truck. Now, these things are pretty important when it comes to towing, especially larger loads. The 2500 HDs are very capable from the factory, but if you overload, whether it's a traditional hitch or a gooseneck or a fifth wheel or whatever the case is, these things tend to squat. And my truck has a 4 to 6 inch lift on it as well, so it is lifted over that of the stock geometries. It only has a 1 inch block in the rear, but this thing does squat pretty severely. Now, I have towed the Mini-Max with a conventional trailer tow before, and it does fine. It actually drives really well even when it's squatted, but now that I have my own trailer, I really wanted to take necessary precaution in order to kind of do the best practice when towing. So let's open these things up. Nice. Instructions are always a good thing. We got the zip ties for all our mounting hardware, heat shield. These might be the lower brackets because I know the lower brackets are the exact same that they are. Got some of our U-bolts, bracket, probably the top, mounting bracket, another top bracket, and of course our other bottom U-bolt. And grand finale here are the airbags. Check those things out. So, pretty legit. And then of course our quick connect air tube as well. Other airbag. Reminds me of one of those guys that if you've ever like puffed a fire growing up, we had a fireplace traditional one, and my dad had this puffer thing. It was kind of the same. I don't know. So this is a pretty common kit that you're gonna find when you Google airbags for towing on the internet. There's Firestone, which is rated at about 5,000 additional pounds. And then there's another company, I believe it's called Air Ride, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. That also offers a comparable kit. This kit right here was about $500 shipped to my door, which really isn't all that bad in the grand scheme of things. Now, Firestone's a pretty reputable company. I don't need to go into details on that. And I did talk around to some fellow YouTubers and to some other individuals that I found on Instagram, as a matter of fact, that were running these bags, and they had nothing but great things to say about not only how they perform, but also ease of installation, which is pretty important to me, as I am definitely no experienced mechanic, but I like to take on these small little projects as it's fun for me to learn, and it's fun for me to kind of share the experience with you guys. So the install should be relatively straightforward. Basically, we have to jump up under the truck and start to disassemble a few things, but really not all that much. We just have to start by taking the factory bump stop off right here, and then we'll actually be able to just mount the kit right up to the top of the axle, and then of course to the bottom of the frame right here. So just to give you guys a quick little look at the undercarriage of the truck, I did go ahead and mount up my Horn Blasters Nightmare 544 kit up here. There's your compressor. There are two of the horns there, the other two, and then the 5-gallon air tank. And you can see I do have an additional air bung if I wanted to use it. Now, I thought about integrating this pump automatically in with the onboard air, but rather I'm actually going to take advantage of the onboard air by adding a quick coupler so I can attach an air hose to this and then add air to my kit. So nothing really crazy here, kind of keeping it simple just for general install and use. Now on the back here, you guys can see this is a 2015 LML. I am in the Northeast, and I had actually repainted my axle about 1.5 years ago roughly. Didn't see much of a winner. Also repainted my calipers, and they're holding up relatively well to the OGs that can remember that from one of my videos. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started on this, and I will check up with you guys along the way.
I'm all alone again, out of my own again, running from home again. You always telling me you can do better. Shut up and show me then. I don't got time for this. I laid on the line for this. Told you in confidence.
All right, guys, so I just got off the phone with Firestone because I ran into a small issue that I wanted to get some guidance on before I just went ahead and made any assumptions. Let me introduce you to the bottom of the truck. On the driver's side, you can see that we have successfully installed a bag, and it is straight, which is a good thing. Let's go over to the passenger side. What do you guys see? Not straight at all. So naturally, I'm like, well, that one looks perfect and that one doesn't, so what's the deal? Basically, I just got off the phone with Firestone, and they said at times there are trucks that sit with one bag crooked or both bags crooked at times. Now, being the style of these bags, they have 2 air chambers. They can actually kind of flex and still perform accordingly, which is a good thing. But on the top bracket, this one right here, there's actually 2 holes for the what they call alignment pin. Right there, that's the alignment pin. There's the air combo stud. They're both a mechanism of lining up the pin. So on the top bracket, there are 2 holes. Apparently, there's one right there that you can kind of see, and there's maybe another one over here. So the first thing that the advisor recommended I do is basically take this all back off, rotate the bag to the second alignment pin, which might be in closer to the outside of the chassis, and then it'll kind of bring the whole bag over. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll with this, as they said that it will be okay. But in my personal opinion, I don't really like the way that it looks. So I don't know exactly what the outcome is going to be, but I'm just gonna go ahead and rip this off to see kind of what the deal is, and I'll check in with you guys right after. So there are the 2 alignment holes, and as you can see, they are in the exact same position, which tells me that even if I go through taking this whole lower bracket off and changing the position of the bag, basically rotating it, and then there's a little Allen screw that's down here to tighten it down, I'm really not gonna get anything out of it because they're in the exact same position. So I'm going to take this upper bracket off completely and then actually do a little bit of manual manipulation. It's really being difficult. You don't have to be this difficult. let me get this out. Holy crap, man, what the hell? It should not be this difficult. Man, you ever just get so pissed? Wow. All right, so apparently I over-torqued this U-bolt, and apparently it's not that strong. So I'm gonna have to bend that back, because, well, it's a little bit of a confused U. And this bracket right here also isn't all that soft. I must have just over-torqued it. I can't say that this is Firestone's fault, but there are those alignment pins that I'm talking about. They did recommend that I just switch them, but that's clearly not gonna do anything. I was assuming that these alignment pins would be offset, so maybe one would be here and then one would be here. But then again, that really wouldn't make sense because there'd have to be 2 holes here so the actual thing could move completely. So let's beat this thing. So that brought in the point where it's actually gonna touch the stop a little bit. Actually, it looks like it bent the stop, didn't it? Wow. Okay, I'm gonna bend that out too. Anyway, I'm gonna retweak these things and we will get back to reinstalling this. All right, a little bit of beating and straight up steady busting knuckles. You can see right there, living up to my true motto, literally. We got the John Sprocket bounce back, beat back, as I should say. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be a little bit more methodical when I go to reinstall this bracket, because it's exactly what I did on this side here, and you can see it's damn near perfect. So that's gonna be the practice, the best practice that we're gonna re-practice on this side here. And after beating the ever-living piss out of that bracket and besting some more of my knuckles, I've gotten it a little bit straighter, but it's not completely straight. And honestly, at this point, I got off of the phone again with the Firestone representative just to send them an updated picture. They said that that looks a lot better, and once I get a little bit of air in there, it will pretty much completely go away. It seems like this bracket doesn't want to sit completely up against the, what the hell is this thing called? I'm gonna call it the John stop. There is a little gap in here that I can see and I can actually feel, as a matter of fact. It's very small, but once we air that up, it should kind of press it up a little bit, as you don't really need to tighten those top brackets all that crazily. Same thing goes for this side, except, you know, we're pretty much looking at a straight on shot here, which is nice. Kind of a good thing, because that's on the driver's side, and well, you pass it a little bit more than on that side. I'm not gonna lie though, guys, that does kind of drive me a little bit insane, as I am somewhat of a perfectionist. I am happy though, it does look a lot better, probably solely attributed to the fact that, well, I'm an idiot, busting my knuckles over here and didn't really know my torque specs. I'm also gonna have to get some more frame coating on this frame here, because, well, we got to make sure we keep this thing protected. So anyway, guys, sorry about that little sidetrack there. Things don't always go as smoothly as you plan, but you can see here that we are pretty much down to the final bits and pieces of this kit. We've got our zip ties to secure the air line. We've got our air fittings. There's 2 of them, one for each bag. And then we've got this handy dandy little airline mount if one wants to use it. It's kind of nice because you can centralize things. So just grab this and we slide up under here again, trying to kind of find a good spot to put this. A lot of guys will actually do 2 nipples on their trailer hitch. That's pretty common. Other people will actually integrate them onto their bumper. I've seen some people actually drill like a hole right here and then go boom, boom. I do not use, if I could open it, this locking mechanism anymore, so I think it'd be pretty slick to actually integrate them in there, but they'd be kind of inaccessible. I've also seen some other people use their license plate as a means of mounting those air fittings as well. They're actually the license plate screws, or at least they act as the license plate screws, because everything is pretty accessible from up and underneath. So I actually think that that's what I'm going to be doing, is I am going to integrate them directly into the license plate bracket. We're just gonna have to go out and grab ourselves some different caps, because they're pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie. But you can kind of envision this sticking out right here, obviously up underneath. Let's do a quick example. Take our fitting, and we can actually act as if that come out right here. And if you take your license plate, Looks like I might have to drill a little bit of a bigger hole. It's not a problem. You can kind of get an idea as to how that would stick out. And then if we just put like a normal black cap over it, you'd almost not even be able to tell. And I like the fact that it is just right there. So I think that that's the route that we're gonna go on this setup specifically. And then the nice thing is if I ever decide to change it, it's not like I drilled anything, and I should have some excess line that I can tuck away just in case I want to throw that mount somewhere else. Okay guys, so we have everything wrapped up. I'll give you a quick look here. Back up onto the truck. Boom, there are our 2 lines, all nice and secure. Have not thrown the plate on yet. Take this. Oh, lost one. We lost one, friends. Now, I actually don't know if we're gonna have enough tail here to actually inflate, but you never know unless you try, so we're just gonna try and send it here, and then we'll have caps for those too. And then guys, the coolest part about all of this is actually the trick that I have up my sleeve. If you guys can recall, we have onboard air, so why not utilize it in multiple different ways? A, well, obviously getting people's attention with the train horns, but B, using it to inflate the airbags. I did just let all the air out of the tank, so start it up. Can hear it, pretty quiet pump. That's the one thing that I really like about that. I love those taillights. I'm gonna let that get filled up. And then what we have right here is a hose that I'm permanently going to keep in the LML, which I've already actually kept in the truck. But now this thing's not gonna work too well because it doesn't gauge the air pressure in each bag. So I went out and picked up some goodies and a snack. So I got the valve stem caps, and last but not least, I went out and picked myself up a nice tire inflation gauge gun that we will put right onto the end of this setup here. Man, opening things on a vlogger is so challenging. Teflon on there. You know what? Of course, I drop the ball and I don't get the right end attachment. This always happens. I need a male, not a female. And of course, this one is a threaded end and this one's already got threads on it. Oh my God, I just love it. All right, so I'm gonna have to get a new end for that. For the sake of the vlog, we're gonna use this one. Compressor turned off. We're looking like we have some pounds in there, nothing too crazy. Be able to connect here, like you see. We should be able to just blow them up. Oh, that is so slick. The bag has air in it now. Oh, yes. That is just too rad. Let me get some more air in this thing here. Obviously, I have no idea what's in it right now because we have no way of telling. All right, so you guys did see it inflate, and to my knowledge, sorry about the compressor, you're just gonna have to deal with it. To my knowledge, that bag actually did straighten out a lot, which is a really, really good thing. Now, we should be able to get a quick read with this. Maybe not, because it's not plugged in. I really have no idea. It seems like that might actually need a little bit of a longer lead too. So, gotta get creative with that. Obviously, there are some minor adjustments if you want to do something custom like you see right here. But I do believe I have an air gauge in here somewhere. Not in there. I do have one. All right, so this goes 26 to 32 PSI, and it says it's way above that. Now, that's one means, and there's one more. With a traditional little stick tire pressure gauge. Probably gonna blow this thing out of the water too. And it did, yeah. So we've got way more than 60 pounds in the airbags right now. Totally A-okay, as the bags are actually rated to 100 pounds of PSI, or pounds per square inch. So they are super, super inflated, wicked hard right now, and everything is in place. So that is an extremely, extremely good sign. But let this be a testament to the fact that air horns are not only for disrupting people, rather onboard air can be extremely convenient, as you see right here. So the cool thing now is that I don't have to necessarily worry about finding an air source when I hook my trailer up. No matter where I am, no matter what the load, I'll always have the adaptability of increasing or decreasing, obviously decreasing without the bags, but increasing the pressure in the bags on the go, which I am really excited about because you never really know what you might need a trailer for. You can always plan, but you can never plan completely. And I knew one day that I would need an onboard air source for something other than, like I said, just blowing the balls off of the horns. And well, today I finally have that capability. So what'll be nice is when I sync this thing up, it goes up to 150 PSI. 100 PSI is the maximum that we'll really ever put into the bags, and it will allow me to monitor the distribution of air left to right, where I can balance things if I need to, depending on the load. But with the gooseneck trailer, which I currently don't have the ability to pull right now, this is gonna be absolutely awesome. And to be honest, I'm actually really, really pleased with how that all integrates right there, because from the back, it's almost like you never even be able to tell. It's not like they stick out or they're obnoxious or anything like that. So I'm pretty stoked. Drop a comment below as to what you guys think. Do you like Firestone bags? I'll let you all know as we go. And as we're we're pulling all over the place. Now, the real testament to this truck's ability is going to be Galot Motorsports Park Memorial Day weekend in Benson, North Carolina. It's an all-out goes event. I'm going to be down there with this truck, the Mini-Max, and of course the gooseneck. We'll have an enthusiast booth set up. We will have some special edition merchandise there. So if you're local, come on out, and that merchandise will be eligible for the next giveaway, which is something that I'm really excited to announce here in a little bit. I want to focus on the now, which is basically finding out who the winner for the giveaway is once this one ends, the dually giveaway, because, well, that's going to be a really sick day. But there might be something else that's coming here in the near future that I'm really excited about. But more to come on that in a little bit, because we need to find out who the heck won this dually once the sweepstakes closes. Now, guys, speaking of the sweepstakes, if you haven't gotten your entries yet, don't waste any more time. First link in the description below. I promise you guys, you're going to love the quality of the merchandise through Enthusiast. We print on nothing but the highest quality, so that way when you get something, you can actually enjoy it and wear it. And that's something that I always practice and preach, is quality over quantity, no matter what. I wear this stuff every day. Imagine how painful it would be if I had to wear crappy merchandise every single day. And I'm a man that's really particular when it comes to fit and finish of clothes. That's exactly what this stuff is, and that's what you can expect of this brand. We buy quality parts for our vehicles. Why not buy quality clothes for yourself? Thank you guys so much for watching. My like League, I love you guys. Do what you do best. Tap that thumbs up on your way out, and I promise you guys, I promise, I'll see you in the next upload. Seriously though, one of you very soon, if you chose to enter, is going to be taking this truck home. That's so awesome. I can't wait to find out who it is.
I'm all alone again, out of my own again, running from home again. You always telling me you can do better. Shut up and show me then. I don't got time for this. I laid on the line for this. Told you in confidence all of my secrets and all of my